Today we're going to talk about 8 reasons why living on an island might be the best life. First of all is air quality. If you guys are living in big cities like Manila, Hong Kong, Bangkok, Ho Chi Minh City, you are always going to consider before going outside, because sometimes you look up and you see this cloud of like gray smoke covering the entire sky. And sometimes I think, should I go outside and work out? Because how much fuel and fine particles am I breathing in just being outside for 30 minutes or an hour for a run or some light exercise? So at the end, you just skip it, and oftentimes you kind of stay inside. And the gloominess, it kind of bring over this dread on your emotion. So you're always feeling a little bit down. That's the reason why people on the island just seems more happy, because the sky is always clear, beautiful blue, and you're always near the ocean, of course. And because we're near the ocean, there's also a lot of fresh, green trees. And so you have a lot of oxygen emitting from the plants. So if you have difficult breathing or some kind of asthma, or air quality is just a concern for you in general, then living on an island might be the best pick for you. Second of all, everything is actually cheaper. Because in the city there are so many people, everything is inflated. There's more demand. As a result, you're paying more for the same things that you could be getting here on the island that actually is better quality. For example, if you're eating seafood, that is the best example in terms of getting something for higher quality but a lower price. Because they catch it from the sea, sometimes the local just bring up their goods and you can buy it right off of them. If not, just walk into any local mom and pop shop or restaurants and you'll be paying half the price as you will in larger cities where there's a lot of tourism, but also people going there for businesses. There's a lot of folks who are price insensitive. As a result, it's going to increase the price. But also they're going to charge you for the transportation, of course, coming from the sea into the big city wherever you are. So if you're living here, everything is just cheaper. Not only the food, but also the accommodation. Sometimes you can find a room for as low as $15 or $20 a night. In the city, you would never find that, even in the low season. So I love living on an island because you're basically living for a third or the half of the price that you'll be paying inside the city. So your money goes a long way when you're here, especially if you're traveling for a long term, not for like 1 or 2 week vacation. Number 3 is there's a more water and beach activities. If you guys like laying on the beach, getting a tan, going swimming, or perhaps rent a skidoo and go out there and enjoy some quiet, fresh air, then this is the best because it's cheap, it's always available right here by the beach, a 1-minute walk from where I'm staying right now, and they're renting for like $20, $30 per hour. So if you live in the city, then you have to drive really far. If you own a skidoo, then you have to store it. It costs a lot of money. But here, there are people, they store it, take care of the skidoo for you. You just come out and pay them a little bit of money and then use it for however long you want. So you don't have to buy something that you can rent. Also, if you're into something like island hopping, there's a lot of little boats here and they can drive you for a tour around 2 or 3 islands during that day, and it's super cheap. So if you guys are into living by the beach and having water activities, or even waterfall, there's a lot of waterfall here in Phuket. Right here is the ocean, but just a few minute drive, you're gonna see the mountain right in front of me. And you can have a lot of activities like going to the mountain and doing some hiking, but also you can swim inside the beautiful waterfall that you can find in some of the hiking zones here. Number 4 is people are just more chill. So something about the beach that makes people just more relaxed. When they come here, all the stress is left behind in the city or the country, wherever they're from, and they're just here to enjoy, wearing their bikini or bathing suit, and they're just walking around enjoying life, having an ice cream, maybe a hamburger, or a massage by the beach. Perhaps it's because of the weather, the people, or the environment. It just puts them in a really happy and chill mood. So if you're here and you're trying to meet people or mingle with some new friends, or perhaps you're staying in a hostel and try to meet other travelers who are also doing the same thing as you, then you're gonna find a lot of really chill people. They're not stressed out, they're not overcome by anxiety, they're not angry with anything. Well, perhaps during the evening time when people are drinking, then there could be some issues, especially here on Bangla Road, but that's alcohol, that's not really the island. But something about the island just get people partying and drinking more. So you do want to avoid like the nightlife, the bars and club scene if you want to avoid problems and drunk people. But in general, that is part of the fun. During the daytime, people go enjoy the food, hiking, sit at a cafe, go swimming. But at nighttime, that's where they go. Bangla Road, sit by like the go-go bar, see people dancing, have a drink and chill, or go inside a club, listen to some music and dance. The club here, the biggest one is Illusion. They have a lot of international DJ that are very popular. So you can pay a ticket for $40, $50 and you go in there and enjoy yourself. You don't have to go to a big city like Las Vegas to enjoy big DJs. So I love living on the island because people is just so chill, they're friendly, they're fun. And if you're the type of guy that like to lay back and not take anything seriously, then the island might be suitable for you. Number 5 is the island life is just more quiet. There's less honking and noises from construction that you're gonna find in the big cities. Something about the island is just really nice and chill. The only thing that's loud, to be honest, is the music coming from the bars and the clubs. But if you live like 5-10 minutes away from that area, then you're pretty much okay. So that's why I always tell people when you're trying to rent a place, maybe try for the first 1 or 2 nights before you book anything long term. Because if you're living on top of a bar or near like a clubbing district, then you're not sleeping the whole night, unless that's what you want. Because a lot of young dudes, they're coming out here and they don't mind sleep. They just want to party day and night, sometimes waking up at like midnight or 1 a.m. to go out. I met a guy at a hair salon and he was in there getting a haircut. And he was chatting to the barber saying how he's gonna go to sleep at like 4 or 5 p.m. and then wake up at midnight just to go out. So if sleeping is not a concern for you guys, you want to party, you want to have fun and meet people, then perhaps stay near the nightlife district. You don't get much sleep, you can put in, you can put on earplugs when the music goes too loud, but you get to enjoy the nightlife and it's very convenient. You can just walk to the bar, have a drink and then wobble your way home. You don't have to find a taxi or anything like that because on the island, especially in Phuket, a taxi can be hard to get and it's very expensive compared to other areas. I don't know what it is, but in Patong it's very expensive to get a taxi. But a motor scooter is going to be cheaper. However, safety is going to be an issue. Recently I had a friend who took a scooter, like a Grab, and he hit somebody and basically she flung off the bike. So the safety is going to be an issue. If that is something that you're concerned about, then take the taxi Grab car. It's going to cost a lot more, but it's going to be safer. And also it's going to protect you from the sun, especially during the afternoon here. Number 6 is you get to do more physical activities. When you're out here, the weather is warm and there's a lot of open space, so you can go and take a run, exercise, go swimming. Sometime when you're walking by the beach, you can see that they have these little exercising park just right by the beach with these machines that are free. But also you can join clubs that does a lot of sports, as well as Muay Thai. It's very big here in Thailand. So sometimes when you're out here, you see a lot of people just into doing like martial art, physical activities and exercise. It just motivates you. Or even if you see people walking around looking very buff, looking really good, so you want to get into that vibe to work out, to also get bigger, get healthier, because everyone around you is just looking good. There's something about the island, And that's another point I should talk about really is on the island, people just look really good compared to anywhere else. Maybe because they're trying to go to the beach and they've been working out for the last few months to show off their beach body. Maybe something about the beach just attract all the really beautiful people. But when you're walking around, you get to see a lot of nice people if you're trying to get motivated. But if you're looking to date somebody, then that's another motivation too, of course. If you're looking to meet a lot of good-looking people, fit, toned people, then at the beach, there's a lot. You can easily meet them here. Lastly, number 8 is you get fresh ingredients. Like I said before, everything here is cheaper, including the food and the hotel, but also everything is more fresh. So you're trying to eat a salad, you want to eat some local food, the ingredients here are just better because in the city it's all buildings and offices. So there's not a lot of space to grow like plants and poultry and getting seafood. So when you're on the island, you get to eat food that's directly from the source. They don't have to ship it anywhere. In the morning, they go out, they do the grocery. Sometimes there's a slaughterhouse just nearby and it's on your plate on the same day. So if you're trying to eat very fresh, nutritious food, then living on an island is the other benefit. Aside from eating food at a lower price, you also get them more fresh and delicious. So it's a win-win, right? The last point I'll throw in there as a bonus is there's less traffic, because on the island, there's less people, especially during the slower season like March and April. But because there are less traffic, people tend to drive more crazy as well. So when you're going around, especially here in Patong, people are driving and they're drinking at the same time, they're smoking up, things like that. So you gotta be careful when you're driving here, especially if you don't have a license. You shouldn't even be driving, because there's a lot of officers that are gonna stop you, and it's gonna cost you thousands of baht every time you get stopped. So it's not worth the hassle. But if you are looking like a foreigner driving out here without a shirt, and people are gonna know, they're gonna pull you over. So yes, traffic is lighter out here, but it could be very dangerous because people are just feeling free and more risky. Sometimes they're smoking up or drinking. So be very careful if you're renting a motorbike out here. So those are my points about why living on the island can be the best life. What do you agree with or not agree with? What's your experience living on the island? Leave in the comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.